Welcome, everybody, to another edition of the C3 Friday Free for All, the show for Panthers fans by Panthers fans. We appreciate each and every single one of you spending your Friday evenings with the C3 Panthers podcast. If you would like to join the show, and there's a bunch of spots, y'all. If y'all would like to join the show, be a part of the conversation, feel free to jump in. I have pinned the link to the top of the YouTube chat. Join via StreamYard. Be a part of the conversation that we are having here tonight. I'm joined by my brother Michael Wydrick, all the way out in California. Yay, Michael, what's up, bro?
What's up, Cody? What's up, everybody in the chat? Yeah, we're gonna have a good Friday free for all, everybody. Hopefully, you guys can uh, keep pounding as everybody's saying in the chat. So let's just get through this.
Yes, sir. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell for every single time the C3 Panthers podcast goes live. Boys, ladies and germs, we have a Bryce Young problem. Like I said on the Tuesday show, for a while, there have been pretty much just fans who have been loudly very critical of Bryce Young. However, now that criticism has started to move into the mainstream media. This is on PanthersWire.com, but this is from Dan Graziano of ESPN, who is posting up some theoretical trade destinations for Kyler Murray. And wouldn't you know it, the Carolina Panthers are in conversation, according to him. This is what he had to say. He said, Graziano, meanwhile, threw the Panthers into the mix. He writes, I'll add Miami to that list to the end of the season and doesn't feel convinced that Tua Tagovailoa is a long-term quarterback, which is certainly possible. I guess we could throw Carolina in for similar reasons if Bryce Young doesn't turn things around. Most people I talk to about the Murray situation doubt the Cardinals will be able to trade the contract, which means that they would release him before the start of next season. That's insane to me, man. The one-time first overall pick, Kyler Murray, is being talked about being released by the Arizona Cardinals. Michael, you're my only dog here with me right now, so I'm going to go to you first. How
All
would
right.
you feel? I know you're not a fan of Bryce Young, but how would you
Right.
feel if Kyler Murray was let go by the Cardinals and then brought in to be the next quarterback of the Carolina Panthers? How would you feel, dude?
Honestly, I would have no problem whatsoever with that because, like, I know Kyler Murray is a short quarterback, but he has all the tangibles that we need on this team because if I'm being completely honest, Bryce doesn't have what Kyler Murray has, which is the mobility to run out of the pocket when need to. He has the arm to capable of throwing the football down the field. And I just feel like, it's time to move on from Bryce. Like, I'm just sick and tired of looking at this dude every Sunday, looking like a bum and looking like somebody that I don't want to, be idolizing as my quarterback. Like
Yeah.
I'm just done with him. I want him off my team completely.
So,
So I
Michael, let
know
me
what
ask
you're
you
gonna say.
this. Let me ask you
Okay,
this. Do
okay.
you think that Kyler represents an upgrade from Bryce Young? Because from my mindset and a lot of people's mindset, if
Hmm.
you have someone
Hmm.
like Kyler Murray, who was also drafted number one overall,
Right,
also a Heisman
right,
winner, if he
right.
was if he's not the answer in Arizona, why would he be the answer in Carolina? What about him represents an upgrade over Bryce Young?
Well, what I'm trying to get at is this, Cody. Like, what does Kyler Murray have more of advantage of than Bryce Young? Like, if I'm being completely honest, it's the way he plays the game more different than what Bryce has done. Because if I'm being completely honest, like Bryce doesn't have what it takes to be that starting quarterback job or have that starting quarterback caliber. But Kyler Murray, on the other hand, does. But yeah, I know people are saying, like, yeah, Kyler Murray isn't the guy, but I'm just done with Bryce. Like, I just want to see if we get. I'll put it like this: if we get Kyler Murray, I may not be upset about it. It would just have to be on depending on who's going to coach this guy to be our quarterback, and who is going to be able to deal with his situation.
No, you're 100%. He definitely has a bigger arm. I think he's far more mobile. But I think a lot of the
Right,
doubts about Kyler is can he stay in the pocket and deliver the football.
right,
Next up, let me
right.
welcome in my boy, White Chocolate Espresso. Kev, what's up, dude?
Yo, what's up? Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear, man. How you doing, man?
I'm chilling, man. I'm on a break right now at work. What's been good?
Yes, sir. I feel you, bro. Your favorite hate team is getting ready to play in 15 minutes, so I'll be watching that while I'm doing the free for all. Go Tigers, by the way. Even though Louisville is probably gonna stomp us, but
Yeah, but
yeah,
whatever.
for sure. But Kev, would you prefer Kyler Murray to Bryce Young? Why would he be better? And do you think there's a possibility of this actually happening?
I definitely think it's a possibility. David Tepper, you know how he feels about quarterbacks. He has no problem getting rid of them, But
Yeah.
should we? It depends on the price, really. Because I mean, yeah, is Kyler an upgrade from Bryce? Yeah, but he's also very injury prone,
Yes.
and
Very.
he does have a big arm, which I like. Which is not saying much because Bryce has a no arm. So saying he has a bigger arm than Bryce is all right.
Yeah, that's a pretty low bar.
Yeah, and so yeah, I mean it really depends on the asking price, his contract, I guess too. Imagine the
Well,
coach will have to eat
the
on that.
article from Dan Graziano said that they probably would not be able to trade him. So more
Oh,
than
so he'd be
likely,
cut?
yeah, the Cardinals are just
Oh
gonna
shit!
cut him. Yeah, I
Damn.
know. So like that's my question, right? If the Cardinals are gonna cut him, is he that much of an upgrade over Bryce Young? Because on surface value, it doesn't really seem like it is.
But
However, you're right, the arm is way bigger and he can move a lot better than Bryce can. But how much of an
I
upgrade
also
actually is he?
I think that actually lessens our chances of getting him. 'Cause, I mean, if you're Kyler Murray, who are you going to go with? If the Steelers offer you a contract or the Panthers? Because Rodgers is probably done after this year.
Yeah. No, that's a
So I
good
mean,
point.
so
I wonder how many other teams would even be in the
Raiders,
running. Yeah, Raiders for sure.
probably the Rams if Stafford retires.
I heard the Raiders. I heard the Dolphins. That's the other team that Dan
Yeah.
Graziano mentioned.
There's a couple of
Possibly
teams
the
ahead of
Saints,
us.
maybe.
Yeah, who'd you say, Michael?
The
Possibly the
Saints.
Saints.
I think they
Uh,
like their quarterback.
well, let me tell you,
Oh, okay.
He looked good.
Yeah,
after
that's true.
after he plays the Panthers and then goes
Yeah.
off and just absolutely demolishes us,
Hmm.
Saints fans are probably
Hmm.
feeling like, oh yeah, that dude's a
Yeah.
franchise quarterback. Like he's big, he's
Right?
tall. If that dude can stay
Yeah.
healthy, then yeah, the Saints will
And
probably
he put up some dots on too. I mean, that one to was it Chris Olave?
yeah. Dude, let me bring up
Mhm.
let me see here.
I think the only team we might have an advantage against is the Jets. But then again, they got the most money, so
Mm,
fuck it.
Yeah.
So, bro, check this out. Tyler Shuck's second career start would be the fourth best game of Bryce Young's career. That's just
Well.
fucking insane to me, man.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Wasn't
And
that his first start?
huh?
That was his first start.
No, it's second, so it makes it all the better,
Okay.
you know.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that sucks, man. That absolutely sucks. Um, but again, a lot of people don't necessarily feel like Bryce Young is the answer, and they'll take just about anyone.
I don't
To
really care if he's the answer or not. Just don't be ass. Like don't be. Don't be horrible. Be better. Don't be turning the ball over. You're third in You're third in turnovers with only
He ain't
12
coming here.
total touchdowns.
He ain't
Yeah.
coming here anyway.
I'll
Panther
take a
Pickle
game
in the
manager.
building. Pickle,
What's
what's
up?
up, brother?
What's up, man? I ain't gonna be here long, but
No, I
he
understand.
he ain't coming here anyway. You have to understand how much does how many draft picks the Jets got? I mean, who was which one? I didn't even remember. Which
Well,
was
they're
it?
saying they're going to cut him.
Yeah, and so we wouldn't even have to trade
No.
for him. There's
Well,
talks that the
okay.
Cardinals would cut him
No.
outright.
Okay. Well, if they just cut him outright, then who's going to give him which top level team wants him? To me, that's what you got to look at. Because if
Yeah.
he could go anywhere, I mean, let's be real though. Let's be real. He doesn't really love football anyway, and he's going to go for the highest bidder because he doesn't really love football. We all know that. I mean, he'd rather play. And he doesn't love football, so I don't think Dan Morgan will even offer him a contract. I mean, I guess they could bring him in and
I think he
chat.
goes Steelers.
But yeah. If I can see that because there's talk that Aaron is going to retire at the end of this year. He's finally going to hang it up because he's realizing he's with a good team and he ain't making it. And I could see him go to the Steelers. But at the same time, he's still 5'10", y'all. A lot of these older coaches ain't going to take a quarterback who's 5'10".
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
I
Especially
mean,
if they're old school.
yeah, I
I
mean, he's
do
still
I do feel like he has the bigger arm. I do feel like he can run better. But one of the issues with Kyler Murray, and I've heard this from Cardinals fans, is that the dude won't stand in the pocket and
no
deliver the ball. Like the dude's gun shy. He
right,
will do anything to
right.
take a hit. He
If
will just bail from the pocket.
right,
And it's like, is that really what we want? And the injury history from Kyler Murray, like that
right.
doesn't make you feel any better.
No, the one thing when you have a quarterback who's small and he does the boots. Fake hands off, rolls around to throw it to whoever's open, or run it if even it's an option play. Kyler Murray runs it every time. It doesn't matter who's downfield open. I mean, let's be real. That's why a lot of receivers don't want to go to Arizona. When people talk about receivers not wanting to come here,
Yeah,
receivers don't want to go to Arizona.
yeah.
Even the guy they traded for or they drafted that's so supposed to be so good has
Marvin Harrison.
basically stunk until their backup quarterback got on the field. Now all of a sudden he's a really good receiver. Why? Because Kyler Murray ain't on there. And
Yeah.
I mean, I like I said before, and I'll say it here, and I said it in multiple places on Twitter and on my own podcast. I'm okay updating. I'm okay going side to side on the quarterback talent. I mean, I really am,
Mhm.
But to me, Kyler Murray is a step back
So
because he doesn't give you anything. He doesn't give you anything that values other than he can run faster and he's got a stronger
And
arm. But we don't have any wide receivers that can run as fast as him. And let's be real. Everybody knows if you pressure him, he'll run, and you hit him hard after he runs, and he'll be on IR. He'll get hurt. That's just to
uh,
me. That's plain and simple.
and you got
Kevin and
Bryce is
Michaelson.
probably. I would say also you got Bryce with a rookie contract. You have to pay Kyler. You're probably going to pay him rookie salary like 10 mil a year, 20 mil.
Yeah,
Mm.
I would imagine Kyler. I would imagine Kyler wants more than 20 million.
What
But
does he say per year?
I mean,
Pickle, you brought up the fact that he doesn't love football. And do y'all remember when they gave him the new contract? They put the provision like,
right?
dude, you have to study and you can't just play video games all the
Yeah,
time.
exactly.
It's just like, dude, like that has never been heard of ever before
Right.
in a contract for a quarterback. And the people got mad at the Cardinals for doing it, but I guarantee you they were just doing that for no reason at all. Like the dude, I
Yeah,
think
they weren't
clearly
being dicks.
Right.
no.
I mean, back. It's pathetic that they did that, but it's also pathetic that they felt after 4 years with Kyler they had to do it.
Yeah.
I feel like that came from the teammate too, to the
Yeah,
coaches.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. I mean, let's be real. He doesn't want to play football. Great day. I'm looking at his cap. If they cut him, I don't see him
You say,
cut. I mean, I guess they
you say
could.
cap or calf?
Yeah,
The
like
cap,
they
the
really
cap.
have to. They
Yeah, I mean,
really must want to move
yeah.
on
If they cut him, no, I don't see
What's
them
their
cutting.
record?
I mean, I
right
don't.
now. I'm not sure.
I don't think anybody's going to willing to trade for that contract. I guess I don't think they got the cap to take all that. But
Honestly, I think we're better off just signing somebody like a
well,
Trey
yeah.
Lance or like a
Well, I mean,
anyone in that free
anyway,
agency
right?
class.
And that's what I said yesterday on a more morning minutes. Folks need to remember. In my opinion, there are two quarterbacks worth going after. That's going to be free. Excuse me. They're not going to be free agent, but they may be available to me, and that is well, not counting Daniel Jones because we all know he ain't leaving the Colts.
No, not at all. They
No,
wouldn't let him. They'll pay him
right,
whatever he wants.
exactly. Mac Jones, is one, and I don't forgot the other. Shit. Oh,
I see
anyway,
Mac Jones has stepped down from Bryce. Honestly,
well,
he is stationary type of guy.
right. Well, he looks good right now in the
With those
49ers.
49ers. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, he looks good there. But folks will scream, and I'm not looking at chat right now, but folks will scream, well, we get him for a 6th or 5th round pick. If the 49ers are happy with Mac Jones as a backup, why would they trade you? Why would they take your 5th round pick? And it's like, well, that's value. Don't matter.
Well,
It's like if you're thirsty, it's ignorant to me to go into a Bank of America stadium and pay $10 for a 20-ounce drink, right?
Yeah.
But
Not
you
great.
do it. Why? Because you're thirsty and that's what's available.
I will say though, if I'm Mike Shanahan, I'll be fine doing it. I have had random quarterbacks come into my system and
Right.
do it pretty well.
And you're right. But if I'm Kyle Shanahan, I'm going to say, you called me, dude. I want a 3rd round pick.
So
And
then,
yes.
if it's not, well, let me go to Michael. Michael, you said there was a quarterback in the draft you might like.
His name.
Yeah, well, actually, I meant to say two of them, which
Yeah, go ahead.
two of them are my personal opinion, my favorites. Lenore Sellers, who's obviously
There you go.
Oh
back,
shit.
or even Dante Moore out of Oregon, because I mean, and I know people are gonna say, oh, well, it's because you're a fan of Oregon. Well, it doesn't matter. Like, I mean, that's my quarterback. Like, I'm gonna root for him either way. And if he doesn't get drafted to us, that's fine. But like, I'm just voicing my opinion. Like, I want Dante Moore on this team because I don't want to look at Bryce every Sunday and like look at this bum ass quarterback like go through the trials again with us. Like, but I know Pickle's gonna say, well, again, we have to deal with him one more year if possible. But see, like, if I'm looking at it this way, we need to bring in some competition for Bryce to deal with because if nobody's willing to step up, well, I should say Bryce, and personally, if Bryce ain't stepping up to what he needs to be as a quarterback, then I'm sorry, he just needs to go somewhere else. Like, I'd say the Raiders would be a perfect option because they're not doing good with Geno Smith out there. So, and I think I even asked my dad this question too. Like, how would you feel if Bryce went to your team, the Raiders? Because that's my dad's team is the Raiders. And he said, yeah, I welcome that with open arms. So I said, okay, there you go.
But there's a lot of people who believe that if Bryce Young went to another team, that he could be successful. Now,
I don't
personally,
I don't care. I'm like you, Cody. I don't care if he succeeds anywhere else because he's not my quarterback no more.
yeah, that's my sentiments exactly. Kevin, since I got you on here, well, okay, everyone knows you're a South Carolina fan. That's cool. But what is
Yes.
it about Lenora Sellers, the quarterback, that makes you think that he could be successful here?
Well, first of all, any quarterback we ended up drafting, if we draft a quarterback, is he's got to sit for at least a year. And I he's one of our sellers. I want them to sit. I don't
Uh,
want them out there right away as a rookie. With Norris, I just what the same thing. I remember you had that debate with that guy on Twitter. I don't know his name. But
Yeah.
he said you would take Anthony Richardson because of the traits. You were
Yeah.
very high on him. I think Honora has those traits, but also he's more accurate. And I think he actually likes football, unlike
An-
Anthony Richardson.
Yeah.
Anthony Richardson. Wow. See, Anthony Richardson is just like Kyler Murray. He's got athletic traits, but he don't love football. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
but at the same time, at the very same time, and I don't think Anthony Richardson wants to develop as a quarterback. I think he's happy. He wants to run the system that he ran in college, and to where you just
Yeah, you
let
cut
him
out,
run all.
people.
All right, I'm sorry. I think Anthony Richardson just wants to run the system. He
Oh,
just
no,
wants to
no,
run.
you're good. I think it's mine. Hang on.
Yeah, I heard him. Fine.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't. It's quarterback. I think. Here's what I think that's actually
Y'all
going
keep
to
going.
happen. I think that Anthony, or I think that they're not going to. Now, granted, unless something happens, and it realistically could. We may not. We'll all be surprised if it does. But Bryce could turn all this around. Now, hypothetically saying he doesn't turn it around, right? I don't think they're keeping the fifth year option. I think that Dan is going to privately tell teams we're entertaining offers for Bryce. But at the same time, I think that Dan has to have the I think Dan sets down to tell Canales, you got to change your offensive coordinator. Okay, if we keep you here, we can't have nobody understanding the offense going forward. Okay, if we understand that you were at young at offensive coordinator and even younger at head coach, so here's what we're going to do: we want to go out and hire an offensive coordinator or somebody that has well experience as a coordinator in the NFL. Now, I like Kevin. What's the Giants ex head coach? I can't remember his name.
Oh, it starts with a
Brian
D.
Dable.
Yeah,
Yeah, Brian
Dable.
Dable.
Brian Dable.
Brian Dable. Now, honestly, I like him, but let's be real. If he comes here in a hypothetical situation as a coordinator, not as a head coach, as a coordinator, if he comes here, it's going to be his offense, not Dave Canales'. Now, that may
I'm
not
cool.
go over either well. And I'm all right with that, but that may not go over either well for that. So 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 they may end up going to route and um don't Kevin, I hope you're sitting down. Don't freak out. I'm just saying a guy who's been in the NFL a little while but has kind of maybe been on a few different teams, had some success, but not. Um, y'all fired a former Carolina Panther offensive coordinator down there in South Carolina,
Yeah.
and I'm not saying him.
Good.
I'm
Oh,
saying I'm not saying him. I'm
Yeah.
saying somebody in that realm of possibility, someone that's been a coordinator, but for whatever reason didn't work out. Somebody that doesn't mind coming here and playing offensive coordinator, but but but
what's
uh
Eric Bieniemy doing?
Eric Bieniemy, I tell you what he's doing. I did not know this. I ain't looked it up. I heard this on XM radio
He's
the
the
other
head
day.
coach somewhere, right?
No, no,
Is he?
no. He's
Not in the
now
NFL.
according to XM radio, Eric Bieniemy is the running backs coach for somebody. I need to look that
Yeah.
up.
I
I
know he
think
was a running backs coach at Colorado, I think, before, but I don't know
yeah.
where he is now.
But anyways, somebody that wouldn't mind coming here because if Canales says, "Well, let me try it. Let me start the year off, and if it gets bad, then we'll switch up." Okay, uh, Dable ain't or Dable. the Giants a stud offensive coordinator ain't coming here for that.
No,
What about the Miami head coach?
Mike McDaniels.
Mike McDaniel, he
Yeah.
comes here. He's the offensive coordinator, not a head coach. If he comes, I think somebody else will hire him as a head coach.
I think that dude likes smoking weed more than he likes to be a
Yeah, but that's the thing.
NFL coach.
If he comes here, he's not going to be want to be under Canales as per se running Canales' offense. That's
I
going to
think
be
he
hard.
would.
No,
I think he's tired of being a head coach. I think he's tired of being a head coach.
I tell you what, though. I tell you a quarterback y'all ain't mentioning that there is already talk all over the NFL that he either will be cut or traded this year. He will not end up back in Miami. That's Tua Tagovailoa.
Oh no,
No.
bro! Nico, I would rather go with Kyler Murray than Tua.
No.
I'm gonna go with Bryce.
I will never cheer for another 5'10" quarterback. That's no.
He's leading the NFL in turnovers.
No.
Yeah, he
No.
really is.
Well, I understand that, and I'm not saying him. Hell, yeah, that's it. Thank you, Lau Pack. That's it. He's a running back coach for the Bears. That's that. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I knew. I wanted to say for the Raiders, but I thought that's not right. That's not right. It's. I couldn't think of the team. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. But listen, now Eric, again though, if you hire somebody, now Eric might be a guy that would come here and play and be under, but see, my problem is I don't trust Dave Canales' system. I think it's a bad offensive system, and I think it would benefit the Panthers to go into an entirely different offense. Hell, if it was up to me, I'd fire Dave Canales and cut Bryce Young at the end of the year.
Well, and look, that's another thing that you have to ask ourselves too. All of these names that you're mentioning, you're weighing them against a fourth year of Bryce Young. You know.
Yeah, but if you see in my scenario, Bryce Young isn't here because even if he makes it past training camp, listen, unless Bryce Young proves that he can be a extremely suitable backup. Because and then you used to have a backup if he can't throw the ball past 20 yards. To me, that's not a suitable backup. So if Bryce Young can't do that as a backup, then if I don't trade him before the 53-man deadline next year after preseason, then I'll cut him.
Yeah. So look, we can go back to this. We can go back and forth on this. Shout out to Kristen Bryant. She says, "Bring her Sam Howell." Shit, I wouldn't even mind.
I'm all right, Sam. I'm all right. See, she ain't wrong.
Rattler.
They ain't wrong, and I'm gonna tell you why. Canales doesn't necessarily go. Listen, I don't call him a quarterback guru like some people do. I think he just got lucky. I don't think he had as much hand in it as people think he did. But nonetheless, they call Canales a quarterback guru, so that's fine. But the quarterbacks that he's quote unquote helped develop were not rookies. They were failed top round picks.
So shout out to Panther Gal. Her Sam of choice is Sam Hartman. I think y'all just want a handsome young quarterback. I'm gonna be real. But hey, maybe they can come in and do something.
NFL anymore.
Well, I think so. I forget where he's at.
Canadian football.
What about the old veteran, Joe Flacco?
Oh, good old Joe. Hey, look, we can go back to this whenever you guys want, but I wanted to get to this while I have everyone on here. So the news came out that Austin Corbett will be the backup to Chandler Zavala going into this Sunday's matchup with the Atlanta Falcons.
It makes sense.
But did you guys see this little comment that Austin Corbett had put out?
Yeah.
I want to get your guys' opinion on it. Let me bring this up. I don't know what publication this was put into, so pardon me for not knowing. But I guess he was asked about Bryce Young. He said, that's the quarterback. He's QB1. He's the guy. Corbett gets why fans are upset, but pointed to the team's record compared to 2023 and 2024 as a sign of progress. He says it's understanding the frustration of the city official promise. And then what was that against the Saints? And everybody goes into a panic. Guys, we're sitting at 5-5. If you look over the last 2 years, we're doing a lot better, and it's going to be that continual growth and trusting the process. The hyperfixation, the fluctuations that go on, that's just not how things work. It's not what you do in real life. If it's what you do in your real life, that's a very emotional way to live, and that's got to be exhausting. Just stay with it. Don't overreact to one direction or the other. Just find that steady mindset. Now, I'm going to be real, boys. I don't fucking love this at all. Because I don't think there's any Philadelphia Eagles fans saying this to their fan or players saying that to their fans or the Steelers or the Patriots or any of the Blue Bloods. It's like saying, hey, boys, this is what we're capable of. Why are you freaking out? How do you feel about what Austin Corbett had to say? I don't love it, but how do you feel?
I don't
I
love it, but I feel like he's trying to take up for the guys in the locker room, but it just comes off wrong to me, especially when you use the word process. When I hear process, I just think Matt Rule 7 years.
Yeah, and listen, I'm not blaming him for being a good team guy, but what I feel like he's doing is saying to the fans, like, don't be so disappointed when we don't win. Like, why are Panther fans hyper
Yeah,
expecting us to go out
yeah.
and win these football games? I
And
don't
we
know.
should be happy about 3 games
Yeah,
better than
like
last
and
year.
and to go
Yeah,
out and lose to your division rival who's 1-8, but hey, don't overreact. Pickle, what say you?
see. I don't mind him saying that at all. Period. And to be honest with you, uh, Cody, you named a few teams. Well, let's talk about the bad teams. When was the last time? I mean, you could go online. I go on Twitter. You go to Twitter and look at different fan bases. There's a few folks that'll freak out when their team loses, but the Jets would love to be 5-5. The Browns would love to be 5-5. I mean, the Bengal fans think they're going to the Super Bowl. Now they ain't nowhere near it. So I mean, Panther fans, we're 5-5, and we get it's the record itself. If we were 5-5 and Cam Newton was a quarterback, nobody would give a damn. We would say we're still going all the way. Austin Corbett is speaking as a player inside that locker room. I would imagine it's not just getting online. I would imagine going to restaurants. You hear people snicker and mumble. It
Mhm.
is. And I'll just tell you the truth of it. He's been Austin Corbett since he's been in the NFL. Has been on three different teams: the Browns, the Rams, and us. And
Yeah.
let's be real. Are we worse than the Browns fans? My brother's a Browns fan, and my sister-in-law is. They can look on their Twitter accounts or Facebook accounts, and they guarantee me in writing that we are worse. We our attitude
Damn.
to to our and a lot of it has to do with attacking and criticizing our own players. We really truly as a fan base don't have our players' backs. We really don't. When they struggle, fuck that son of a bitch. When they do good, yeah, but he could have done better. We are by and large a very bad, pathetic fan base, in my personal opinion. And
I believe
we
that's how
we
it should be,
could
though.
we could do a lot better, and we used to be a lot better. We were not this negative, and y'all that's been here that long, as long as I have, tell me I'm wrong or right. I really want to hear what you say. We're not this bad under Fox and the early Riveras. We were never near as a fan base this anti everything to do. Well,
Well,
we're
we've
Panther
never
fans, but
when
we'll be the first one who'll burn this damn team to hell.
we've never had in our franchise history 7 straight losing seasons,
Well,
going
so
on 8 probably.
let me
But
let Michael.
that's not
Let,
that's an excuse, though, Kevin.
well, but hold on, I'm
So
gonna open
go
it
ahead.
up.
No, I mean I'm not going to cheer them when they're playing bad. That's what a
Right.
cheerleader does.
Well,
Right,
hold
Not
on,
a
right, right.
fan.
let me let Michael in. Let me get in a new guest, and I'm gonna open it up because I kind of want to stay on this for a minute. I have some more things to say, and there's a comment in the chat that I want to read. But Michael, what did you feel about what Austin Corbett had to say?
All I gotta say is, Cody, what progress are we making on this football team? Like, I just don't see it. Like, sure he's gonna say that, but like, honestly, does he enjoy being another 5-12 freaking team? 'Cause that's how I see where we're going right now is a 5-12 team. Because, like, why are we gonna sit here and and say that he's not wrong about what he's saying, but yet he doesn't want us being negative about how we feel about this team? Like, we're sick and tired of losing, but yeah, he has to over here and saying, "Oh, what,
Don't forget.
why should fans be so negative?" Like, it's so ridiculous. Because listen, I'm sick and tired of people telling us, "Oh, don't overreact, don't overreact." Well, guess what? Look at our freaking win and loss record. It's close to that same record as last year. So how can we not overreact to that? Like, come on, give me a freaking break.
So let me say two things, and I'm gonna bring in my boy Alex. So it's sort of what shout out to Who That Fan 25 in the chat. He says, "Process my ads." The Pats were 3-14 last season. Now they're 9-2. It didn't
Yeah.
take them long to rebuild. You also look at the Houston Texans, who the prior 2 years have been able to do that. There have been teams that have gone from the bottom to the top
Look at
in
the
a short.
Colts.
Right, but then that the Panther fans, we're supposed to be okay with this gradual, incremental, getting better little by little, and supposed to, we're supposed to just not be upset by that. Now, listen, I don't advocate for anyone to go and personally attack players. That's bullshit. Everyone's just trying to live their lives. That I understand. But to say that fans, are being too overreactive to being upset, that kind of rubs me the wrong way because I feel like there are other organizations that have an expectation of winning football. And it's like, well, Panther fans shouldn't quite have that expectations. But listen, I'm about to open it up a little, but let me get my man Alex, A14 Panthers, back on the free for all. Alex, what's up, bro? How are you, man?
Hey, Cody, what's going on? What's going on, guys? Happy Friday.
Happy Friday, brother.
Yo.
Hey, yeah, what do you feel about what Austin Corbett had to say, basically telling Panther fans that if you look at where we were in 23 and 24, we're getting better. Don't freak out. Don't get too high. Don't get too low. What did you make about what Austin had to say?
Well, first off, I want to say you made a really, really great point as far as yeah, there are other franchises that have taken just complete 180 turnarounds, and we should want to feel that certain way. Hey, we haven't. Why is it taking so long for this process? And it all starts with, it starts with ownership. And to me, it started with when Tepper decided to hire Matt Rule and let Matt Rule, kind of take control of everything for the franchise, and it didn't work the way it should have. And I think that kind of scared Tepper a little bit to hire another guy like a Mike Vrabel, where Vrabel wants to have control, and you're seeing what happened with that franchise with the Patriots. They're like a well-oiled machine, but I think Tepper didn't want to do that again. He didn't want to go that route, so he's kind of going a different route. And yeah, it's taking a little bit longer, but if Panther fans don't see that we're taking steps in the right direction, then I don't know if we're watching the same football, because I mean, they won 7 games in 2 years. And this year we have already 5 wins. So we are taking steps in the right direction. Yes, it's not as fast and quickly as we would like it as Panther fans, because we see other teams doing it way faster.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we're kind of, I got to be honest, we started from square one. I mean, what was it, 2 or 3 drafts ago? None of those guys are even on the team. So it's we really just cleaned house. We kind of just cleaned the whole team. So that's why it's taking a little longer. That's my opinion on it, though.
Also, when we lose bad. The Saints owner came out and said we are rebuilding, and we got our asses kicked by them.
Yeah.
Okay, let me address Michael. You say you don't see progress. Let me explain to you where I see progress. Okay, I see progress. Not in the quarterback room. I see a lot of. Is there a word? Is negative progress? Is that a word? But anyway, the running back. I see
Regression.
progress. Yeah, that's
Regression.
a good
Yeah.
word. In the running back or the running back rooms, I see Rico Della's progress. I see a young. I really like what I see overall of our rookie running back. I think he's progressed pretty good.
Trevor.
Yeah, I like him a lot, and I think give him a few years or a year of development, he's going to be a stud. I believe that. Tight ends, I like that Evan Mitchell. He got hurt the other day. When you know it, when he gets hurt, then Sanders has to go in there and block more. Sanders ain't a blocker. Come on, you might as well put. You would have been better off putting Xavier Legette in there at tight end and blocking. Sanders is not really a tight end. He calls himself a tight end. He's just a larger wide receiver playing tight end. Icky's from this time last year. Icky's went a long way. You know,
Yeah.
if all Cade Mays is quote
Right.
unquote our franchise center. Look pretty good at it.
Even the defense, the young
Well,
defense
And
this year.
hold
what
on.
Cody started out earlier when he was talking about that we kind of skipped over. I don't like Zavala's play, but he's a younger guy, so you're going to try to see him develop a little bit. I like that. I think he's a better run blocker than Austin Corbett ever has been in his career. But and then and then I ain't even started talking about the defense. The defense has a Nick Scorton. Nick Scorton is second in the NFL in the rookies at sacks at 3. He's going to have a really good career for us down the road.
Well, and I want to say this, and I'm going to go to Kevin and then Michael. I don't think the argument is that, and I know you were responding to Michael in particularly, Pickle, but I don't think the argument is that the Panthers aren't making progress and or don't make progress. I think the argument is, and Kevin kind of alluded to it, you have this team that right now is so bipolar, man. We will have a wonderful performance, against the Cowboys and the Dolphins, and then we'll go and we'll beat the Packers that are one of the best teams in football. And then it's like we go up against a team like the division rival New Orleans Saints and just lay an egg, just like we did against the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo, even though we didn't have Bryce Young, just like we did against the Patriots. Like there is no consistency on this football team. So there are parts that are progressing and getting better, but when the team lacks that consistency, it makes you wonder, well, why? Where is that coming from? And why is it that Panther fans aren't allowed to be upset by that? To me, that's kind of what I'm more getting from it. I'm going to go to Kevin, then I'm going to let Pickle respond. Go ahead, Kev.
I mean, there's a movie quote in one of my favorite movies, Ray, where what does Ray say? Says, if you're thinking pennies, you get pennies. If you think dollars, you're going to get dollars. I want playoffs. I want a winning season. And if you don't think that's, as a player, you don't think that's possible, then what the fuck are you doing on the team? You should have that mentality.
I agree. I don't think the problem isn't as much as the players as it is the coaches. I think that was told us this past game, and the teams kind of pushed it under the rug. Cody, y'all talked briefly about it on Tuesday. Why did Icky come out and say that?
Yeah.
Why did Nick Scorton come out and say that? And then they were told to basically be quiet and shut up and keep it in house. Why? Because our coaches, let's be real, let's talk a little bit. Brad Izek was a wide receivers coach in Seattle for 2 years. Or 1 year, excuse me. Well, 2 years. And the passing game coordinator in Seattle at those 2 years was Dave Canales.
Yeah.
Then they both went to the Tampa Bay Bucks. Before that, Brad Izek was coffee boy. He brought the coaches coffee. That's all he did.
Yeah.
Okay? and then he went to Tampa and became the wide receivers coach under a veteran team that didn't really need a good wide receivers coach, but he came there. And then you had Dave Canales. Then they were hired here. Dave Canales is not qualified to be a head coach, and Brad Isaac is definitely not qualified to be an offensive coordinator. Y'all can blame the players all day, but at some point you got to look at that coaching staff and say, "Dude, you suck."
I don't love that
the whole
so
team
many.
is what you're saying.
I mean, in each, think about it. In each and every loss that Cody's talked about, if you go back, you'll hear the head coach on Monday, on Sunday after the game, he'll say that's not us, and then on Monday he says that's us. We need to coach better. We need to do better. That's not just coach speak. That's Dave Canales saying, we fucked that up, and we didn't plan better. We didn't scout good enough, and that's just exactly what that is.
Yeah. I mean, I would say this too, Pickle. I mean, like you've brought it up multiple times, is that these coaches, like, as long as we're all, it's a rebuilding team, this Panther team, but I'm also they're learning. These coaches are learning, so it's like. We have to, like, as fans, I know it's frustrating because it's like, dude, why would we hire a guy that's like learning on the fly? But at the same time, he is.
He is. Dan Morgan's learning to be GM. We hired a bunch of guys who had never done it before.
Never done it.
While ago, I mentioned Mike Shula. Well, why did Mike Shula get a job shortly after he was fired here with the Bills? And then why did he go to South Carolina to get a job? Why? Because he had showed good progress when he was here in Carolina being offensive coordinator under Cam Newton. Well, Cam Newton and his boys were pretty good in their say-so. And they covered up a lot of probably bad play calling that Mike Shula offered. Bryce Young is not good enough to cover up poor play calling.
Yeah.
No, we don't have Steve Smith on this roster or Greg Olson that could say, no, don't run that. That's not going to work. We don't have those players on this team.
I also feel that the coaching staff has been trying to work around Bryce Young's arm. Like, they know he can't go deep, so they're trying to figure out plays to go deep without having to go deep.
Yeah,
I mean, but the thing was,
I've heard that. Let me respond to that, then I'll be quiet for a moment.
Okay.
I understand. I understand people say that. And by and large, y'all might be right. But to me, I'm still going to blame. If Dave Canales bench Bryce once, there's no use why you can't do it again. And listen, you bench him, put the backup, whoever that backup is.
But the problem with that is, though, Pickle, is that Dalton was so terrible. Now, maybe you want to say that the broken thumb hindered his performance, and hey, maybe that's true. But after seeing what Dalton did and how little hope, maybe Mike White, but it's like right now, it's like there really doesn't seem to be a serviceable backup to even bench Bryce. That's not the point,
though. Yeah, that's not the point. I mean, listen, a lot of these games, you were going to lose anyway, right? Against the Bills, you were going to lose. So my point is, okay. Canales lines the players up. He picks who's active and who's not active. If he doesn't trust Austin Corbett to come in and be at least the same effect as Bryce is, then why not put Mike White as your backup for one game? It's real simple. This past week against the Saints would have been an excellent time. You could have said, Andy was still banged up over that sore he had or whatever it was, and we're going to let Mike White play back up. And then in the middle of that, when you see Bryce screwing up, put Mike White in. What's he going to do? Be worse?
Yeah, but the game to me was like, I get what you're saying, Pickle, but it was still, at one point, it was still a one possession game where it was like Bryce could have easily just, I mean, it didn't happen, but I mean, he's one of those guys that could just take you down the field and he's had a lot of game-winning drives.
You're right. I guess I wouldn't. I did mention the Saints game, but I was more or less talking about sometime this year.
The other games, yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Mike White has been with the Panthers for about a month. He was cut for a couple of days and then brought back. He's been with the Panthers for a month. There was probably 3 weeks we had Hendon Hooker and Mike White both on the practice squad. I mean,
hold that thought, Pickle. Kev's got to get back to work. I'm going to give Kev a final word before he's going to get out, and I'm going to introduce somebody. Go ahead, Kev. Okay. Kev, you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, now we can.
Yeah, man. The Atlanta game is going to be, hopefully we win this, because if we can't win this game, it's over for the rest of the season for me. I think they're not going to win a game if they can't win this. You get right.
Yeah.
Like these Saints game and this game should have been the easiest 2 games left on the schedule. So
yeah.
I don't have a lot of hope for the rest of the year.
It does kind of feel like the season is on the line. Kev, I appreciate you, bro. Have a great day at work, man.
Yeah, man. Peace.
Yep. Yeah, appreciate you, bro.
Okay.
Peace and love.
Right.
Yeah, man. Let me welcome in Anthony back on the free for all. Ant, what's up, dude?
What's up, boys? How y'all doing, man?
Chilling, man. How you
What's
doing? Michael, I didn't forget about you. I'm going to let you respond to Pickle, but let me get Anthony's opinion on this. Anthony, what did you make of Austin Corbett and what he had to say about Panther fans not overreacting to the wins or the losses?
Yeah, I think he represents the people that guide this team. Soft as baby shit. Dude, Austin Corbett, don't tell us that we're taking baby steps, man. All right? Like, we've been in this hell for 8 seasons now. All right? Listen, you guys just don't want it. The players just didn't want to admit that they've missed out on easy opportunities for this team to be in a way better position going into the back half of the year. So we're using this sad excuse that, oh, yeah, we're better at this point in the year than we were last year. I just think it's a bunch of crap. I don't like Austin Corbett. He didn't even deserve to be starting in the beginning of this year anyway.
That's a good point. I'll bring that up later.
And I think I'll lead more credence to that. I just heard the conversation you guys were talking about, and I think Bryce Young is the major problem. But to me, it really feels like this coaching staff hasn't learned much from last year. Right. I told Cody this off air, but I feel like the reason we even have 5 wins is because Dan Morgan's just actually building a good team slowly and surely, and there's talent on this team for once. And the coaching staff didn't even utilize Rico Dowdle, and I think they don't know what to do with Bryce Young. I think benching Bryce Young at this point is pointless. Let's see what he can do in the last 7 games. Obviously, I don't think he's going to turn it around.
Yeah, I got a question for that, because I'm just what I'm curious about is the last 7 games last year, right? It was a complete 180, even from this, compared to right now this year. He looked incredible, Bryce Young. Where we were okay, we as Panther fans were next season, we could come out hot. This might be. So my thing is, what have the coaches been why have they all of a sudden they just stopped throwing the deep ball, stop doing this, stop doing the things that were working last year, the last 5 to 6, 7 games? I mean, against Kansas City.
Yeah, the drop off between what we did last year and what we're doing now is absurd to me. It's at the end of the year, Canales and Brad Idzik had all this trust in the offense and Bryce. You went out and got him another weapon, and it's now all that trust is gone.
Well,
and
I'll tell you.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, I didn't want to.
Well, no, let me just say one more thing. Well, let me say one more thing, right? I know a lot of people are very upset with Xavier Legette. That, he is not where he should be at this point in his career. But my thing is, how many times is he open that Panther fans just aren't even seeing because we're not pushing the ball
Exactly.
to them a lot. And Pickle,
Exactly.
I know you posted that clip earlier. I might even try to find that to play it here in a sec. But if Xavier Leggett is doing his job, getting open, and the ball is never coming his way, well, how is that on play calling or Xavier Leggett? Like at that point, it's almost unfair to criticize him if he's not getting those opportunities. And then when the ball finally does come to him, he's having to make these highlight Sports Center plays to even get the ball because it's not the best ball being thrown to him.
Yeah, well, here's what I was gonna add, and I know I don't know if this is gonna sound like a cliche answer or just unreasonable, but guys, I really feel like Bryce Young I just was playing with house money last year, and this year he's being asked to go into these high pressure situations and like show what he's made of when the pressure's on him, and he just like if you watch him, Cody, you're correct. There are guys downfield. He just doesn't throw it. And it's almost like he looks to me a lot like how he looked. Not as bad, but he more or less a lot like the Chargers game last year and the Saints game the first 2 weeks. I really think this is a confidence thing. I really feel like, and this is just in life too. I feel like you guys would, have the same, or not the same thought, not the same actions, but like if you're playing with house money and you got nothing to lose, you're more naturally just going to show out as opposed to holding shit back. So I really feel like this is a problem with Bryce Young's confidence. I don't think the coaching staff believes that he's capable of making these throws in situations that, a number one pick should be able to, or just even simple things, man. Like the refusal to throw down the ball downfield this year is just insane to me. And this is the major reason that I'm hearing the quarterback conversations. I hear some people are like, I don't want this guy, I don't want that guy. And
Leave that comment up, Cody. I want to respond to that.
Yeah.
Sorry, Andy.
no, it's fine. I'll go to you in a second. And my whole thing is just like, I don't know how this fan base is going to take it if we're just going to run it back with Bryce Young again. I just don't see the
No, yeah, I mean,
sorry, I was getting a phone call.
No, yeah.
Well, wait, hold on. Before y'all go, because I know everybody wants to say something, I told Michael that he could respond
Go
and
ahead,
jump in
Michael.
and say
Yeah,
something.
go ahead,
Go ahead, Michael. What did you want to jump in here with, man?
Well, I wanted to rephrase of what I said because yeah, Pickle just brought it up to my attention that yeah, everybody is doing a good job. So first of all, Pickle, I would like to apologize for saying that, but or not, but I didn't mean to say but I'm just trying to refocus my line
Yeah,
of
yeah, yeah.
words.
Yeah,
You were
you're good.
talking
You're
about
good.
you were
You're
talking
good, bud.
about
You're good, buddy.
Austin Corbett, correct?
Yeah, but what I was trying to get at was, and I didn't mean to say the whole team as a whole is garbage. I'm just saying
Right.
that our quarterback in general is garbage.
Yeah,
That's all I was just trying to point out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand that. Listen, your quarterback should be the guy. I mean, when you're a football fan and you're not as core as we are, we're kind of geeks. We just are in football. We know all the players, starting positions, and the backups' names, and even some of the backups' kids' name. We know some of the backup to the backup to the backup names. A lot of NFL fans, y'all ever be in some work or somewhere, and somebody says, how do you think they did? And then you start rambling on. Pretty soon they like roll their eyes and walk away. It's like, oh yeah, okay. This guy's like way in over his head on this shit. So we're kind of, we get into it too much, and that's fine. But for folks like that, all they see is the quarterback. And I go a little deeper than that. And that's fine. You believe what you want to, bro. I'm never going to tell you what you should believe or not believe. But
Okay.
let me respond to this anonymous thing real quick.
Yeah.
You're right.
Let me read the comment. Let me read the comment
Okay,
so they
go
know what
ahead.
you're responding to. He says maybe the ball's not going to the get because Bryce doesn't trust that he can catch the ball. that doesn't trust that he can catch the ball because he can't, and he's horrible at tracking the ball. Also, he was Jonathan Mingo from the beginning.
Um,
Go ahead, people.
yeah. Listen, you might be right, but if your receiver's running open and you have two choices, throw it to the dirt, throw it to the other team, or take a sack, and you don't throw it to the open guy, that means you're an idiot quarterback. What you do is you throw it to the open guy. If he can't catch it, that's on him. And listen, Panther fans have gave him pure solid hell all year because he dropped balls last year. So that to me, that in itself is an excuse. And if I was talking to Bryce Young, I would tell Bryce Young that's an excuse.
Yeah. No, and I wanted to say real quick too, Ant, because Ant brought up a good point as far as like the confidence factor. It seems like Bryce, like his confidence is a little bit shaken, and that's always scary when your quarterback's shaken. But here's the thing for me, it's like
Coker's a bum.
You're playing with house money. To me, he's playing with house money now. A lot of the Panther fan base and a lot of people have already counted Bryce out already. So you might as well, you know what? Let it fucking rip, dude. Like you're a quarterback. Let that ball
rip. What's he gonna lose, Alex?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, you got nothing to lose. I mean, if I'm the coach, if I'm Canales, I'm telling Bryce, you know what, man? Like, let's see what you did like last year. Like, let's let it rip. Like, we're gonna have to make some. And I think this game, honestly, and I'm not just saying this as a Panthers fan, but Bryce Young has played well statistically against the Falcons, and I think this is a game where he could come out and ball out, and this could change a lot of things. And I really, truly believe that, he could change it around this season. I still think it could happen. It just needs to, I think, and Pickle brought it up, the coaching, I think a lot of it has to do with it. I think that's a big part of it. I think there are times, I think in his ear, Bryce is like, you got to get the ball out quicker, Bryce. You got to get it out. And I think maybe he's just not, and he's just thinking my first read, boom, instead of like waiting, rolling out, extending. I mean, that's what he did last year. He extended plays, threw the ball a little bit deeper. Since he's been in the NFL, his deep ball hasn't been the greatest. But you know what? Last year, I can't fathom. I can't believe that like after last year, those last 7 games, and all of a sudden this year, it's back to square. Like I don't know. I just don't believe it.
So, let me say something. I'm gonna introduce someone into the show.
Yeah.
I also don't love how easy, if that is true, everything that you just said, Alex, if that is true, I don't love how easily Bryce Young gets shaken, quote unquote.
I think
because we said this. Well, we said this last year, like right around the time that he was benched, that there were players to be had that he just didn't see or wasn't making. And then to the point that Anthony made earlier, that at the end of last year, he was playing free, playing like he didn't have a care in the world, going out there having fun, pushing the ball. Now he's not doing that again. So if that's an indication that he's spooked or something happened to him, I don't love that from the franchise quarterback, how easily he's getting shaken. Let me welcome in Chooks back on the free for all. Chooks, what's up, brother? How you doing, man?
How's it going? How's it going? Hope everything's good. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Loud and clear. Happy Friday, brother.
Happy Friday, man. Just saying in the sense that, yeah, it's not good that he's always shaking, but I think the topic is that we lost to a team that we were expected to get 2 wins against. That's just plain and simple. And like it's now a rougher toe for the playoffs. There's no. This was not even the playoff season, but I do feel like in the sense that like Bryce, yes, he is playing for his NFL future. If he wants that 5th-year extension, which is this summer, coming up, which is being fast right now, it really decides on what is going to be picked up or not. These last games, they're going to decide if Bryce is going to get picked up that option. It's going to be decided because, to be honest with you, around the league, everyone's saying that it's still the Panthers, but Panthers have a pretty good roster to.
That's what I'm saying. Like we're a year ahead of we're a year ahead of this rebuild because of how good the 2025 class was, and
Yes.
how improved the defense. That's what I'm saying. Like, for me, it's like at this point, I trust Dan to keep building the roster, and I'm not opposed to just because, I didn't mean to cut Chooks off. I just don't see how this Bryce Young thing turns around. I mean, he's on pace for 2,500 passing yards. They're going to look at these numbers. They're going to look at the film, and I'm not even willing to give him the 5th year. I'm not willing to do it.
No, I wouldn't give
Like,
him the 5th year option.
We've played this process through, like it's going to be 3 years now. We've given him the time. We've given him the weapons. We've given him the offensive line. We hired another coach, and maybe it's like Canales just is trying to just move on from this too. Maybe Canales is just being lazy, because that's another thing no one's talked about. The offense to me really just isn't innovative or creative, or there's nothing that's like, oh, did you see that? Like, I've only seen 2 other teams run that type of personnel and play call there. It's like, so I think and not everything's on Bryce, but
We got some breaking news.
What's up?
You're gonna love it.
News?
Yeah, breaking news.
Lord. Okay, break it.
YouTube TV and Disney have reached an agreement.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I just saw that a minute ago. Yeah.
No,
Oh,
but
listen.
I agree.
Yeah, go ahead, Chooks.
Yeah, so I agree with Eddie. It doesn't matter. I mean, at this point, Dan and Brandon Tillis have to be smart. Like, bring him back next year on the 4th year. Cool, but don't extend in the 5th, because you're keep on building a roster. That 5th year option. This is the first year I believe we're going to have some real cap space. Is that correct? Or
right now I believe Panthers are top 10 in terms of salary cap space to be able to spend.
And this time, this is the first off season that we're not going to be considered a joke. I mean, we're 5-5.
Yeah.
This is considered not to be a joke. And look, it doesn't really matter how the season ends or anything else. Just my thing is, keep Bryce, get some competition. No, I don't want Anthony Richardson. Does have a situation where like you can get the 7-10, 8-9, and really just bump up that defense and build a roster and see you can make a splash in quarterback if someone's available that you don't know. Brock Purdy and Mac Jones are not going to be on the same roster next year. They're just not going to be on the same roster.
Yeah.
This is a quarterback league. There is no way in hell that Brock Purdy and Mac Jones are going to be on the same roster next year.
How much would you give up for one of them players? Now, I hypothetically say that the Panthers are interested in one. How much would you?
Well, Mac Jones will probably be considerably cheaper than
Mac Jones would be
right, because he's on. He's not a free agent. He's still under contract. So by and large, the 49ers can just keep him as a good backup. But go ahead, please.
I'm going to be honest. There's like, bringing in competition for Bryce is just a slap in the face to your fan base and saying, well, we really don't have any good options. Like, I get it worked with Daniel Jones last year. But I mean, at least Daniel Jones, he went to the playoffs one year. He won a playoff game. Like, for me, I hate being this harsh. I don't think there's any reason to have Bryce Young on the roster next year. I just don't see how this year is some of the worst football I've seen from a Carolina Panthers quarterback. Like, it has just been horrendous. And the fans are defending him. Everyone's defending him. I get it. I was one of those people, but at this point, Canales next year he's gonna have to win more. Let him get his guy and just roll with him. Whoever the guy is, maybe he likes Kyler Murray. Maybe Trevor Lawrence needs a change of scenery. I really don't know, honestly. But
let me tell you what, I would love that. I know maybe a bunch of other fans wouldn't, because maybe y'all think Trevor Lawrence is trash, but I would damn sure prefer him.
Cody, no.
Dude,
no.
Let me ask you. Who would you rather going into next season? Who would you rather going into next season? Like, especially if Bryce finishes the same way. Bryce Young or Trevor Lawrence? Keep in mind, no other offense has more drops this season than the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Oh, it would be Trevor Lawrence because Canales takes guys like that and rebuilds them. He's done it twice, or at least
My
once.
my thing, yeah, my thing with quarterback, it's just I feel like, and I
But I don't see
could be
Jaguars
totally
trading.
wrong with this, and this is just me because you guys all know I'm a big Bryce believer. I still believe in the guy.
Right.
I still,
That's
I mean,
okay though.
that's
That's fine.
just my opinion. But I've just seen it time and time again with Carolina when it comes to like quarterbacks. We just kind of let them. I mean, Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, these guys like we had in our QB room, both of them at the same time, and it's just like we, as a franchise itself, we haven't done enough to, be like, you know what, we should be able to bring a quarterback in here and they should be able to succeed. To me,
Dysfunctional.
yeah,
I'm going
the
to
whole
interrupt.
team.
Dysfunctional
You-
franchises.
but
You're not wrong,
hold on,
but
Chuck, Alex,
we're
my
here
point,
now.
Alex, but I get what you're saying, but to the point of the Bryce leaving and going somewhere and thriving conversation, that's why I brought up in my last statement how we've actually seen it through with this guy. This isn't a 1-year experience like Sam Darnold or Baker. This is 3 years now. It's a way different situation. If Bryce Young becomes good by year 5, dude, I don't think we're not going to wait that long for that.
Yeah,
Like,
I
you see
mean,
what I'm saying? Like, we're in the process of this roster is getting better. Like, after another offseason, this roster is going to be ready to be a playoff borderline team by next year. Like,
and
we're not going to sit here and just dilly-dally with Bryce Young more. I'm sorry. Like, that's going to – sorry, what were you saying?
no, I know. I mean, I get the argument of being the number one pick, and usually your number one pick should be changing franchises. I get all of that. I mean, I really do. I mean, especially like a franchise like Carolina where we drafted a Cam Newton and he changed everything. So it's like, I get that. It's just that like a lot of these guys, I feel like a guy like Bryce, he needs more time. And I don't know, like you guys said, I don't know if he's going to get that much more time in Carolina, but I just think he needs more time because
how much more time would you give him?
Well, because I know you guys all say like he's played 3 years, but that first year to me, that first year was a shit show in Carolina. That to me, that doesn't even count if you ask me personally. That 1 year, like you could have threw in Patrick Mahomes back there. I don't think it would have changed much.
So next year, Bryce is in year 2, and next year will be his 3rd year. In that time,
personally, yes, it would be his 3rd year, and it would be his 3rd year with the same head coach.
Okay. Let me get Chooks and then Pickle. Go ahead, Chooks.
Okay, so here's the thing, and you know what? And I was thinking about what Ant said. We don't really have time to waste because, to be honest with you, if the Saints get their shit together, it looks like they have a quarterback. He's 26 years old. Like, those things, it's a quarterback league. And I feel like in the sense where, like, you have to get your options in the sense. I'm a big Bryce. I want a Bryce Young. But it's in the sense that you need to bring something in because this roster is going to be ready to compete. We're not a laughing stock anymore. This roster is ready to compete.
Yeah.
We gotta stop going so slow. Like Alex, I'm not trying to single you out, you're preaching because you're my guy, but you're kind of the way it's sounding is if like you're preaching more towards of what Austin Corbett is talking about. How like we need to be so patient and like, but this is the NFL, and at some point something's got to give. You know what I'm saying? Like
they're talking about CJ Stroud regressing. Like the NFL does not.
CJ, let me tell you what. The problem with CJ Stroud is CJ Stroud was going through like 3 quarterbacks in 3 years. His first quarterback, the year he looked so good.
Offensive coordinator.
Coordinator.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, but yeah. His first coordinator, he hand fed. They didn't run but a few plays, but they were really good plays, and they had. And listen, they had a better. They didn't have an offensive line, but they had good weapons, and they've always had good weapons. That's the problem, though. When and it's kind of there were people out there screaming we weren't ready to draft a quarterback when they traded up and got Bryce. So, uh, but all that being said, I understand exactly what y'all saying. Stroud's right now dealing with concussion. He didn't look good beforehand, but
Well, my
you know,
my problem with that though is, especially with that comparison, is even if he's regressing, you have seen what Stroud is
right,
capable of in a good offense, and he has the arm talent. He has the ability to run that pro style offense. He doesn't have to be in shotgun a majority of the time. And by the way, not that Bryce does either. I really wish they would put Bryce under center more than they do, but I feel like I have seen more from what I would want to be considered a franchise quarterback from CJ Stroud than I have from Bryce. So that's why if Stroud is regressing, I don't think it's because he's a bad quarterback. I think it's a confluence of issues where at least I've never seen that from Bryce to this point of his career. Hold on, hold that thought. Let me welcome in Noah back on the free for all. Noah, what's up, bro? How are you, man?
What's up, C3?
What's
what's
up,
up?
dude?
What's
Hey,
up,
jump in
man?
on this conversation, man. What do you think about Bryce and the current state of the
You on mute?
team? And huh? Can you hear me?
Can y'all hear him?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Hello?
Hey, yeah, someone else said something to see if Noah can hear him.
No,
Yo,
can you hear
Noah,
us?
what's up, bro?
Hey, can y'all hear me?
I
Yeah, we
can
can
hear
Yeah,
hear
you.
you.
can
Can
you
you
hear
hear us?
us?
I can hear y'all, but I can't hear Cody.
Can't hear
Oh
me.
well, that
Hey,
might be a benefit if you can't hear Cody.
tell them to tell Noah to jump out and jump in.
Okay.
Co- yeah, Cody wants you to jump up and jump down, jump in and jump out.
Okay.
Jump up and jump down.
And
Oh
shake it
man.
all about.
There you go.
Yeah, we'll go to Alex until Noah gets back in here.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I mean,
that's a toddler joke for you that don't know that.
yeah. No, I mean, I just
He know Alex knows what it is.
I do. I know. Yeah, definitely know. No, I mean the thing is like, and it's just hard for me to really grasp that it's all Bryce. And I think Pickle kind of said it too. Like he was just kind of like, I don't think it's all him. I think there's coaching involved. Like your team should like that Saints game, and the players brought it up. Like they weren't ready. They weren't prepared. So that doesn't always just fall on the players. I mean, coaches got to be telling these guys like, hey, this is a division game. This counts as 2 games, fellas. Like just because they're 1-8 doesn't mean anything. Like you guys got to come out here and win this game. Like you're at home. I think it was just so it was kind of defined what the Panthers have been all year, which is like very laid back, seems like they're just kind of coasting and like they come out for some of the games and then some of the games they don't. It's just I don't know. I'm not going to be like let's fire Canales either. I still think everyone's just we just got to hold up and that's what Corbett is saying is like I think everybody's like still in the learning process and we're not there yet. And we all got to just kind of chill and just kind of let this season ride out and see what happens. That's what
Oh, you said a dirty word. You said used the word chill in Panther fans.
I
That
know. I
those
know.
don't
Yeah,
go
Panther,
together, bro.
Panther fans got no chill. Hey,
You
no,
ain't got no chill.
hey
Real
Noah.
quick.
Wait, let me see if Noah can hear me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I
Noah,
can hear you now.
nice. What's up, Noah? How you been,
What's up?
dude?
I've been good. You?
Yeah, man, I've been doing good. Jump in on this conversation, bro. What do you think about Bryce Young and why this team is so up and down, man?
We have a coaching issue and we have a QB issue. And I mean, it's just this is I feel like
I
we need
agree.
to stop treating Bryce like he's a kid. I mean, he's in the National Football League. I mean, stop treating him, stop doing these small baby plays. People we're getting red now. If we all these teams gotta do is stop Rico Dowdle, and now that's an easy way for us to win. Because we're doing these baby plays, these short plays. We need to start stretching the field. We got a number one wide receiver out the draft that's used to stretching the field, down the field, doing jump balls. We got all this stuff going on. Dave Canales need to start trusting in his quarterback because let's be honest, this NFL draft coming up, if we're getting another quarterback, we're just starting the cycle all over again. It's no good prospects in this draft if you want to be honest, QB wise. I mean. it's so much wrong with this team. I mean, we should not have lost that game. I feel like it was a lack of awareness. We came in thinking we had our heads on our shoulders. Um, we was too hot. We was just too like chill back. We just because a team is 1-8 doesn't mean nothing. This is the National Football League. You should be out here playing like it's a Super Bowl every single game, and we did not do that. And I feel like that's where the coaches come in. Dave Canales, you got to stop doing this fundamental of football, sis. All this kids and daycare type stuff. You as a grown man, get out here and coach this team because your job is about to be on the line. Dave Tepper is tired of this team keep losing, and quite frankly, he's about to start firing people. I mean,
Yeah.
hey,
I'm all right with that.
I mean, I mean,
Noah, no, can I ask you? I just want to ask you. I mean, after last year, when you saw
mm,
those last 5, 6, 7
But
games
no,
of
it's
Bryce, the way that
yeah,
they kind of opened it up and like he looked somewhat like Alabama Bryce a little bit
yeah,
last year, if you agree.
yeah.
Um, like
Bryce
shoot,
has
yeah,
Bryce has potential. Bryce can stretch the field with his legs. I mean, it's just all about. I mean, Dave Canales is treating him like he's a kid in daycare, man. Treat him like a grown man. I mean, come on now, stop doing these short baby play with Tech. And I mean, and we got to start giving the ball to other receivers. We got Jalen Croker, Xavier Get, Jimmy Horn Jr. You have all these players that can go down the field and catch the ball. Like let's start using Bryce Arm. Let's see what he can do. I mean,
Yeah.
these slants, these short slants, we're getting red like a vending machine. We're getting red. All right.
Yeah.
We most of the plays we're running the ball. I mean, we can't keep winning like this. I mean, let's be honest. Like what the Saints did, they stopped the run effectively. They made Bryce use his arm, and honestly, we was not ready. We was not prepared for that.
Yes, and you know what, Noah? That's actually a great segue. My next question is: did the New Orleans Saints give every team that we're gonna play going forward? Did they give them the blueprint on how to beat us?
Yes.
Stack the box, blitz the edges, and dare Bryce Young to throw it over the top. And if so, can the Panthers adjust and actually beat that if, let's say, the Falcons try to do the same thing this Sunday?
They can,
They
but
can.
will they? They do. They can, but will they?
that's the
Canales
thing.
has to get out the playbook that he don't want to use. He has to line up these receivers in the correct order. Number one, Jimmy Horn Jr. is more of a wide receiver than an in run around special team guy
Yes.
that they don't use on special teams. That's if and that it's clearly obvious to me that Dave Canales never wanted Jimmy Horn Jr. and that was all a Dan Morgan pick. That's bluntly obvious. Now, second, you know, enough with the Coker bullshit, y'all. Excuse me, Noah. Enough with the Coker crap. If he okay, enough. If he is who you think he is, let him go out there and make plays. If Bryce Young can't or won't throw the ball, then bench Bryce Young and put somebody else in there. But the question is, can they? They can. But again, will they? I don't think Dave Canales will, because I don't think he's that educated. I don't think Dave Canales knows what he's doing. Just bluntly honest. Earlier, they were talking about Stroud. Let me tell you, Stroud's original offensive coordinator came from 49ers. He'd never been an offensive coordinator in his life. Well, good, bad, or indifferent, it didn't work out. They separated. So what the Texans do? They go hire a coordinator, a passing game coordinator from the Rams, who had never called plays and never been an offensive coordinator before. He had been a tight ends coach before that. So what's wrong with these coaches and teams? What, you don't want to spend a little extra money on getting a quality offensive coordinator?
Well, I'm a fan of Coker. I understand that maybe not everyone is, but I'm also still a fan of Xavier Leggett. I just don't feel like he's been properly utilized. I would like to see them use Jimmy Horn Jr. different. I feel like he's the kind of speed that we really do need right now. So I'm not exactly sure how much is to put on Canales. I just know that I'm underwhelmed by Bryce. I feel like I want to see more from him. I feel like Panther fans deserve to see more from him at this point in time. And how about this? We're going to have to see more from him because the Saints did give us the blueprint on what to do to beat this Panthers team. You blitz the edges and you dare them to beat you over the top. The Falcons, I guarantee you, are going to look to do the same thing. So you're going to have to be more aggressive and push the ball downfield. There's no two ways about it.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right, Cody. As far as you're answering your question, the blueprint is out on the Panthers. I mean, we're not going to be able to. I mean, yes, you would love to run the ball 25 times with Rico Dowdle and have 150 yards, 2 touchdowns. I mean, you would love to see that. But if teams are able to stack the box and stop that, you're going to have to figure out ways to go over the top. And if you could ask yourself this question, I mean, how many times are you really seeing in a game Bryce throwing that ball one-on-one down the field? I would say maybe like 2 or 3 times a game. And that, to me, that's not enough. It's like, when are we going to like stop doing these little out routes and these little slants? And like, we need Bryce to, move the defense, look at that slant route, but then see the guy over the top and let it freaking rip.
This is his passing chart right here. His farthest throw was 25 yards down the center to T-Mac across the middle.
Okay, and it looks like he had 4 throws like kind of deep, like over 20. Oh, 3 throws over 20. So I mean, yeah, like I said, 2 to 3 throws deep down. The other 2 were incomplete. But
a 20-yard pass is not deep.
Yeah, I would say that's intermediate. That's intermediate.
So he's got like one throw deep to the 4 where it says it's hard for me to see, but the 40.
Well, and then the next one attempted was incomplete. His next
here is 20.
His next longest completion was 13 yards downfield.
Yeah. And so everything's at the line of scrimmage, it looks like, whether it's like a quick screenplay or a quick pass or just getting the ball out quick. And
Alex, Jimmy Horn Jr. would be a good yak guy if they used him in that situation, but they won't. That's why I'm so out on Canales. It's just there are people, and Sanders. Y'all know I was high on Sanders coming out of the draft, but come on, dude, you fake, Sanders. You fake, bro. You a fake. You ain't no quality tight end. You was drafted in the 4th round after I hyped you in the 2nd round. Bullshit, dude. Right now, you don't even belong to be drafted.
I do believe Evan Mitchell at this point has outperformed him.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. That's what I was saying earlier. Evan Mitchell got hurt in this game, and I think people don't understand. I believe Evan Mitchell getting hurt this team worse than the team wants to realize or admit.
Yeah, I mean, I just. For me, I'm not out on Canales just yet because of to me personally, I feel like he's the culture of the team. Like there's games that we haven't won that we've been winning with him. And I don't know if it's just because of the talent that we have or, because usually teams will just give up. But I've seen games where we've been coming back and we come back and we come on the last drive and win. So, that's why I'm not really truly out on him because usually if you don't really have any belief in your head coach, you're kind of you're kind of not really playing. So, I just think he's learning. And that's and I love that our beat writers are everyone they're giving him they're asking him those tough questions like, hey, how come you're not throwing the deep ball? Hey, how come you're not I love that they're asking those kind of questions because maybe it's hey, hello. We all see it. How come you can't see that? What's going on? Why? Look at this. You're showing us these stats right here, Cody, and it's all right next to the line of scrimmage. If we could see this, he's definitely looking at this and all right, how can we change this? We got to change it. We got a little bit. Doesn't have to be too much. I'm not saying we need to throw the ball down the field, 15, 20 times, but at the same time, we need to mix it up a little bit. hey, I've been someone that said, hey, like I love Rico, start him, but then at the same time, hey, Rico, come out for a second, bring in Chuba, like not one drive Rico, one drive Chuba, like no, like let's mix it up, keep the defense on their heels, like do a little bit of play action, throw that ball deep, like you got to
Well,
keep the
well,
defense
let me ask.
honest.
Can I
Let
add
me ask you
something?
a question.
Can
But
I
yeah,
add something real quick? Let
we'll
me
go
add something
Noah.
real quick, bro.
Yeah, we'll go Noah and pick
Look,
up.
it's been what 3 years Bryce Young been quarterback. 3 years, and it's been 2 years. Dave Canales program.
Right.
Look, man, last year, the end of last year, and even this year, we can see what Bryce Young can do. We can see Bryce Young can stretch the field. Like, stop calling these baby plays, man. Let him use his legs. Like, we're just doing this. All right, even I can tell when we're about to run the ball.
Yeah,
And another thing to Bryce Young, man, you gotta, bro. You've been in the league for 3 years, college and plus college. You should be able to read fake blitz. Come on, man. Let's be
Right.
honest. That's that last play with when the safety dropped back and he intercepted the ball from T Mac. Man, that play made me so mad.
That was
Man,
that was a
that
bad
was
ball. That
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 was a,
that
was that was a massively bad ball.
I'm
um
with you, Noah.
horrible.
It just was.
I'm with
It's
you, Noah.
been
He can throw the deep ball. I
he
believe
can.
I believe Bryce could do it. I really do. It's
He
just
can
that
he can throw the deep ball, man. It's just all about Dave Canales, man. Like, trust your quarterback, bro. Like, we already know Bryce Young has confident issues, man. Plus, and then his coach not believing in him. Like, come on, just like don't use the NFL playbook. I watch football religiously. I see all these other teams trusting in their quarterback to make plays down the field, and our team just make football look so hard,
yeah.
so
yeah,
hard.
we do.
Like, God,
We
we
do have a knack for making the easy stuff look
looks
really difficult.
hard.
And I alluded to this earlier. The inconsistency is what really upsets me. The fact that
Yes,
we will put out really good performances from the O line and from the D line, and then the next time we play a decent team or even a non-decent team like the New Orleans Saints, they just come out and lay an egg, and it's unacceptable, man. It really is unacceptable. Something has to give. The play calling needs to get more aggressive, and Bryce Young, as a quarterback, needs to get more aggressive. And I said this earlier. Why don't we put Bryce Young under center more? Noah, you sort of alluded to it. I think that everyone knows when we're going to run the football.
yes,
Everyone knows. Whereas if Bryce is under center, you have no idea if we're going play action. You have no idea if he's going to hand the ball off or hold it and get the ball out, or maybe it's a bootleg to the edge, try to dump it off to the tight end. It keeps the defense
guessing.
guessing when you're putting Bryce under center. And this is what the New Orleans Saints did so much with Bryce or with Drew Brees, another shorter quarterback. And they were very successful for a long time doing this. I have no idea why Canales or Brad Idzik, for that matter, refuses to put Bryce in those similar types of situations. It's infuriating to me, man.
Now, can I ask my questions real
Yeah, yeah,
quick?
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sorry. I think you brought it up. I don't know. I don't watch the whole show on Tuesday. And anyway, let's just bring it up. Um, what Alex? You're still here.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think Canales meant when he said, "I'll call more explosive plays," as he calls them? We call them deep passes when they earn it.
Did he say when they earn it or when
Yes.
he earns it?
No. He said,
Okay.
"I'll call more deep," or he said, "I'll call more explosive plays when they earn it."
So I mean, it could be, to me, when I hear that, it could be multiple things. A lot of people immediately look at Bryce. They're like, I'll throw more deep, or deep plays when we earn it. And they all look at Bryce like, dude, he doesn't have the arm talent. But it could be a lot of things. It could be, is the offensive line holding up, which I've seen at times it does, at times it doesn't. So as far as the passing game goes,
Right.
run blocking, we're one of
Right.
the best. Pass blocking, we're okay. We're better, but we're okay.
Right.
Now,
well, we're good at run blocking. Depends on who the offensive linemen are.
Right. So like it could be also, are these guys getting out in and out of their routes quick enough? And I mean, I think Cody brought it up. There was times on that all 22, Xavier Legette was wide open,
Right,
and he just didn't see him. So
I
mean,
like that. I like that answer.
And then at the same time, who not like sometimes Canales says stuff, and then he's like lying through his teeth, like some of the things that he just says. Like,
and every coach does that. Every coach does that. And so I wonder today if, and I listened to it again. I wanted to make sure I heard it right.
Okay.
And I wonder if he's talking about when he says they earned it. When they earn it is meaning the offensive line blocks correctly.
Yeah.
The receivers actually catch the ball. The tight end dropped absolutely. He could have caught that. Sanders could have caught that ball and had yak yards after that. Don't drop the balls even if they're just a short pass, because I guess Canales maybe figures if you can't catch the short ones, how you gonna catch the long ones? If the offensive line is having issues blocking for a pass that's going 20 yards, they damn sure ain't gonna block good for a pass going 40 yards.
Yep. And let me. Oh yeah, hold on, Joel. Let me get Michael back in here. Michael, what do you think about the coach's play calling, and what do they need to do different, if anything?
Well, I mean, if I'm gonna be completely honest, I think that the way that we need to look at this is say, okay, yes, Bryce needs to be more under center, but how often do you see normally some short quarterbacks go under center and try to say if they were go to a pass play, like how often does that happen for a short quarterback to look over his offensive lineman to like throw the deep ball or try to at least throw the deep ball, because like mind you, we don't got a quarterback that's like Drew Brees. But anyways, if I'm being more honest, I think the way that we need to look at this is if they guess that we're gonna run, we gotta try to make them think that we're running, but we're actually passing, and then do it the opposite way. Like make sure that they know that we're passing, but instead we're gonna run on them. Like it's like a game of I don't know if it's like a game of chess and checkers or whatever, but yeah. I'm just saying it like that. Like if you make the defense guess like, oh yeah, you're gonna run, okay, we're gonna make you like try to blitz more or whatever, and or if you're playing the pass, like make sure it's not where the defense is thinking that you are passing, but more like you're gonna and oh my gosh, I am just fumbling my words today. But
Okay.
what I'm trying to say is we need to try to play a guessing game with the defense on the other side of the field, because if they guess wrong, because I know defenses don't guess wrong like that, but if they were to try to like make like one little mistake on defense, not the Panthers, but the other teams that we face, if they guess wrong on what we're doing, more than likely we're going to gain those yards.
Yeah. No, I mean,
if that's
I hear you. Yeah. I definitely wish that we could do a couple things differently, a lot of things differently, but I don't know, man. It's really going to be up for, dude, this Atlanta game. Let's move to this Atlanta game, and then I'm going to have to get out of here a little bit early, boys. But how do you see this Atlanta game going? What do the Panthers need to do to be able to rebound and actually beat the Falcons? I know we talked about being more aggressive, push the ball downfield more, but to me, I think it's as simple as continue to get Rico Dowdle going. We have been so successful running the ball with him this year. And remember, this is a team that we blew out 30-0 earlier this year. So I'm going to start with Alex. Alex, what do we need to do against this Falcons team in order to get a W?
No, you nailed it, Cody. We still got to stick to what has worked for us, even though it didn't work last week. We still got to work. We still got to stick to what works for us, and that's running the football with Rico Dowdle. Let's not turn the ball over. That's a big one. And just keep applying the pressure on defense, because when we did put a little bit of pressure on Michael Penix, that's when we created turnovers. And we have to create turnovers on defense. We have to run that's how we're going to win these football games. I know a lot of people want to see Bryce throw for, or at least see it. Some people want to see it at least, like 300 yards, 3 touchdowns. They want to see it, but that's not really what our game plan is for this year. I stay with like what you said, Cody. Just stick to the run and not turn the ball over.
That seems like a good recipe to win a football game. Don't turn the football over and run it. Run games, travel. Pickle, what do you think the Panthers need to do specifically to beat the Falcons? You're muted, Pickle. I don't know if you're talking. All right, Pickle might be doing something. We'll go to Michael. Michael, what do you think that the Panthers need to do this Sunday to beat the Atlanta Falcons on the road?
I'm going to use a Pokemon preference to this answer. You got to have a strong offense with a strong defense, because if you off balance one or the other, more than likely it's going to weaken the other side off. Because if you balance the run game with the pass game, and then also allude to the defense continuing to attack the Falcons that way, more than likely that's how we'll win football games, is if we balance it out. Like I'm just trying to be as simple as it is, but the Panthers ain't making it as simple as it is for me. But yeah, that's what I hope for this game coming up, is that kind of type of thing.
Yeah, I love this comment by our boy Kev. He said we just need him to not turn the ball over and get at least 150 passing yards. Pickle, do I got you? All right, we'll come back to Pickle.
Yeah, you do. My bad.
No, you're good,
I was
man.
muted. I was answering you, but I was muted. So
I told you were muted. No, you must not have heard me.
well,
man,
go ahead.
no, you're fine. What do the Panthers need to do to beat this Falcons team this Sunday?
Number one, they need to control the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball.
Yes.
We didn't do that. We control the line of scrimmage, and Panthers, do what you do best: run the football. That's what you do best. And certain situations, you're going to pass it. So
right.
Nobody thinks you're going to make a deep pass. Throw you a deep pass. Freak everybody out. Line Jimmy Horn up in a spot you normally line Xavier Leggett. Put T-Mac on the inside and put Coker in somewhere other than that. Mix the things up, and then throw a deep pass.
No, I love it.
It's not.
I'm hearing a lot of similar things. Switch it up, be versatile, control the line of scrimmage, and don't let them know so blatantly what you're going to be doing on offense.
Right. Even run like a 2 running back system. Like have them both out there, Chuba and Rico. I haven't seen that. Like do something different.
They did say the other day that Chuba looks like he's better now than he has been all year. So, use it. Use it.
Yep. Let me go back to Noah. Noah back on the show. Noah, what do the Panthers need to do to beat the Falcons this Sunday?
Capitalize on the plays that the defense give you. Capitalize on those plays. They're not expecting us to they're going to expect us to run them down their neck. No. We need to start using Bryce Young arm. Bryce, if you do not have enough time in the pocket, step up a little bit, man. Step up in the pocket. If you can't, man, use them legs. Get up out of there. We need to start capitalizing the plays that the defense give us. We have so many missed opportunities with this Carolina Panthers offense. Defense is playing well enough where we can win games. Now we have to do our part where we need to start capitalizing on the drives. Like Panther Pickle said, line Jimmy Horn Jr. where we line Xavier Leggett at. capitalize on the plays that they're not expecting us to do. Play down the field. We got to start capitalizing. That's what I got it. That's my take on that.
Yeah. No, I love it, man. Love it. Boys, I'm going to get everyone's player of the game, winner, and the final score. And we're going to get up out of here a little bit early tonight, boys. I'm going to start with Michael Weidrick. I appreciate you, bro. Been with me since the start of the show today, man. I appreciate you a lot. Michael, what is the final score? Who's the player of the game? And who you got getting the W, man?
I'm gonna say 27-10. Panthers. And my player of the game is, man, I'm hoping this guy balls out this week. Jimmy Horn.
Let's go. I like that. Jimmy Horn Jr. Let me go to my man Alex. Alex, I appreciate you, brother. Give me your player of the game, who wins, and your final score, man.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say 35-24 Carolina. And my player of the game is gonna be Bryce Young. I think he's gonna have 3 touchdowns. He's 3-1 versus Atlanta all time. We don't have a lot of wins to show for it. So 3 of those wins that he has is against Atlanta. So I'm gonna say Bryce Young. He has a big game, a comeback game, and yeah, we scored 35 points this week.
Yes, sir. He needs it so bad. You know, for everyone who calls me a Bryce Young hater, bro, no one wants him to turn on and start bowling out more than me. I want to make a playoff push, dude. But I don't see it happening. My heart wants it to happen. My head doesn't see it. So here's to hoping he proves me wrong. Panther Pickle, appreciate you, bro. Give me your player of the game, final score, and who gets that W.
Okay. The final score is going to be 21-24. Bryce throws for over 350 yards and three touchdowns.
350. Damn. All right.
And he's the player of the game.
We only get 3 touchdowns. That's
well,
it.
Okay. All right, okay. Score 32-14. Rice throws for 4 touchdowns.
Oh wow, okay.
Let's go.
You like
Let's
that?
go. Let's go.
And he throws for 400 yards.
400.
And you get a touchdown. And you get a touchdown. And
I hear 5.
you
Do I
get a
hear 5?
touchdown.
When he goes off the field in the Atlanta, he says, "This is my house, and don't you bitches ever forget it."
Let's go.
Walk into a trap, take over your trap.
Yeah.
I appreciate y'all, man. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been another edition of the C3 Friday Free for All. We'll be back this Sunday for another C3 post-game show with me, Tony Dunn, the professor, and CK. We appreciate y'all, man. Until next time, C3 Legion, keep pounding.